Welcome back everyone to Lotus Chat episode 29. And this week I thought I could talk about a topic that is close to my heart, which is social media boundaries that promote creativity. So first of all, I'd like to go straight into it. So why do we even talk about social media boundaries? What's the value in that? Well, I gotta admit that I was that person without the boundary. And it's funny because at first, it's so exciting to be on social media, to be looking at what my friends are doing or eating or holidaying, and then it became mildly addictive. And then it became mildly depressing. It's something that I do not like to admit, but it's true. And social media addiction comes in a form like, it's like a constant pull, to check on social media. But I also realized that maybe we're not really addicted to social media, but really we're addicted to each other, because social media is a platform to connect and build relationships with many other friends, right? So there are three ways how social media boundaries that I've applied, which works for me and at the same time creates creativity. So the first idea that I want to share with you is determine a set of time of day where you check your social media. So for example, I do it twice a day, which is at the beginning, in the morning, and in the evening. And the reason I say that is because when there are limitations, there will be creativity. So I use it in such a way that I use it as a Google search engine. So I search for people that I want to look at, or I search for content that is of interest to me, rather than being fed by the feed that's on social media. So in other words, I decide and search for the content I want to consume. So how that promotes creativity is because when you are limited in the time that you have set for yourself, you then go straight to the point that you want of why you're here on social media. The second suggestion that I'd like to make today is for active users to determine the right amount of posting that you want to do in a day. So it's like an internal KPI or benchmark, So when you determine a set amount, okay, then your mind will be creative enough to keep looking for new content. So for example, my personal KPI is 4 stories a day and 1 video a week. And that's a very personal KPI. It has to match with workload and your personal lifestyle. And so it looks very different for everyone. So what I do is that when I look at it that way, I am able to be present in my daily life, yet have enough presence on social media, which is something that's really important for me. And when we have limitations, we keep thinking and creating content that really works for you. You will look at for example, daily conversations, or even checking out the latest features on Instagram and Facebook. And they really updates it really fast, and it's really cool and creative, and create new video content that is based on what you're looking at. So I really want to encourage you, for all active users, if you're active on social media, do set a certain amount of so-called internal KPI or benchmark of how many stories and postings you want to do. And when you have that KPI, make sure you stick to it. Okay. The third suggestion that I have today is really, what is your objective on social media? A lot of discussions that I have around social media with my clients, they always talk about, they've never really seen it from that perspective, which is, what is your objective? In fact, why do we even need an objective? I thought social media is for entertainment. It's true, but if you're going to spend 1 to 2 hours a day, we might as well have an objective. So create creative content that drives toward your objective. Let me unpack that a little bit more. So for example, if you have aspirations to be a writer, I want to encourage you to post content that leads to forming the identity as a writer. If you want to be a baker, then you can use social media to motivate you to explore on creative baking strategies or explore your baking creativity on social media. So in other words, really using social media to reinforce the identity that you wish to be. So that's all I have for you this week. I want to encourage you to share it with a friend who may benefit from this. And if you're listening to this, one of my passion is really to introduce social media discourse among youth or even among the school system. So I welcome opportunities to do so within your community, school, or college. So if you like what you're listening in today, click subscribe to our Lotus Chat YouTube, like, comment, and even turn on your notifications. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, I also want to encourage you to perhaps share this with a friend who may benefit from this. We welcome viewers' requests. So if you have a new topic, I welcome your suggestions at lotuschatworldwide@gmail.com. And in the next topic, we will be discussing about loneliness versus solitude. So the question I have for you this week is, how can you engage in social media purposefully? Thank you so much for listening. Signing off, I'm Zian.